Hello everyone, you're watching Newcastle United Life and Times YouTube channel. My name is Rob Britton. Today I'm joined by Paul, Len and Alan. And on today's show, we're going to discuss the AC Milan result the other night and preview the Sheffield United game on Sunday afternoon. So Alan, we'll start with you. What was your take on the AC Milan result, the game?
I think it was a great point. Going into the San Siro, you know, it's a hard place to start after 20 years out of the competition. You know, so I think we played defence really well. Going forward, we lacked, I think, that little cutting edge. But who stood out for me was like Longstaff. I think Longstaff ran his heart out. I've seen it. But Tonali, I think the occasion got to him. I don't think it's down to form. It was just the occasion. You're playing against your boyhood club at the San Siro, which is a big thing, you know, for a lad like that. It would be any of you lads would be the same if you went to St James's Park. So, you know, like it's your boyhood club. But yeah, I think Bruno was a bit. I'm still on the fence about Bruno, unfortunately. So, you know, but it's a good point to build on, and we just have to make, you know, the games at St James's Park count. So I know we've got PSG in the, coming up. We've got. I know it's going to be a hard game, but we just need to make them games count. Play with a bit of confidence, press, push as we can, you know. But yeah, it's a good start. A good start.
Yeah, excellent. Len?
Well, I think the first 10 minutes we seemed to be settling into the game quite nicely. And the last minute, obviously, Longstaff nearly goes and wins the game. You know, that would have been fantastic. Great defensive performance. You know, all four at the back, particularly, obviously, the keeper was fantastic. Trippier, you know, everyone will have seen this tackle he made in the final stages of the game. Just summed up his game. It was probably one of his best games in a black and white shirt. And obviously, you know, Dan Burn had a hard game, but a good game. I think defensively, as a defensive four, we coped with everything that they threw out. Well, I thought they were a bit wasteful up front, to be honest. You know, I think if they'd had some, you know, conviction about them, the game could have been over before half time. And I think Al's right. It's a really good point, because you think of it now and you think, well, we've just got to win a couple of games at home. I think we might beat them at home, actually, because I think it'll be a lot closer game. I think we'll create more chances, and they'll create probably less. So I look forward to the home game against them, because I think that they are beatable. And I think I was listening today, I think it's the third time we've played in the San Siro. Played them in played over there in the 70s, we got a draw. Played them 20 years ago, got a draw, and got a draw this week as well. So, you know, it's a pretty good record we've got. You know, at a big stadium like that against big teams, both AC and Inter. So yeah, it's a point on the board. I think everybody would have settled that for that before the kickoff, and look forward to the PSG game now. And you know, we can go into that game under a little bit less pressure, I think.
Very good. Paul?
I think the lads summed it up pretty well. I thought, obviously, it was a backs to the wall performance, I think, but we expected that, didn't we, against the San Siro. I just think at the minute there's just something missing, I think, and especially in that midfield area. It just doesn't seem right to me. There's something not clicking at the minute. But I thought the defence, they played really well. They stopped them on numerous occasions. I thought Pope had a good game for once. I thought they wasted a few chances. A few of them were straight at him, weren't they? But they were better than I thought they were going to be. I thought when I seen them a few weeks ago and I looked at the team sheet, I thought, oh, we can get at these. But going forward, we never really created much, did we? Until the last minute when Longstaff, I know he had the shot, but all he had to do was play Trippier in, and Trippier was in. But I thought, like, honestly, like Len said, Trippier was brilliant. Botman was brilliant. Shaw was brilliant. Burn was all right. But I thought the midfield.
Expand on what you're saying about Burn. What can you just expand on that? Because it sounds a bit sarcastic.
No, apart from the 3 or 4 times he just kicked it into the crowd for no reason, he was all right.
That not his job?
Unfortunately, I'm going to say
He
this.
defended well. It's his distribution then for me on that left side. Yeah, on the left side, I think you need more especially when you look at that left back they had. You need a marauding left back now, and I think eventually Hall will get that spot. Definitely.
He's only just turned 19. I think that would have been the wrong.
You say that, Len. He was Chelsea's best player last season.
No, I understand that. I just think sometimes as a defender, but sometimes as a defender, I think you need to defend, and if the ball comes down, you just get rid of it. You kick it in the stands. You sometimes need a defender that does that, and that's one thing that Dan Burn does particularly. He does particularly well. He actually defends really well, but coming forward, a bit restricted, I suppose.
There's one thing kicking it into the stands, but there's one thing kicking it into the stands when there's nobody on you. That's what he did 3 times.
I'll put it like this: Dan Burn is a left centre back, not a left back. He may describe himself as a left back.
Yeah,
How may say him as a left back? He's not a left back in my eyes.
I think against the better side,
he
get found out. Definitely, definitely get found out against the better sides. But I think he did defend well then, but he was kicking it out quite a bit.
So what I'm trying to say is, if on those 2 or 3 occasions, if somebody else was playing that position, brought it down, lost the ball, and they went on to score the goal, and we got beat 1-0, would you still be saying the same thing?
Yeah, but a lot of left backs get the ball and pass it to their own team. That's my point. Instead of just aimlessly kicking it out. I mean, I'm not going to pick on him. He's done a good job for it, but I think it'll be time to upgrade soon. And I think Hall will get his chance in the next few games, I think. But he will be an able deputy to Botman, and cup games and stuff. But I think, and just the amount of time it takes him to turn, sometimes he's like a bit robotic, isn't he? When you watch him. But anyway, enough of that. I think on the left side, I thought we nullified their left side quite well because is it Leao? What's he called, that lad on the left wing? Leao and Hernandez were rapid, and I thought Trippier was magnificent. I thought Murphy did a job as well. Murphy come in and did a job for him. He tracked back. Isak as well. I was watching Isak. He was coming to meet the ball too much. He should have been trying to get in behind. He was playing too deep. He's coming to meet the ball. And when you come to meet the ball as a striker, your midfielders have got a bomb on, and ours weren't. So you're left with basically no attack. That's where you miss Willock and Joe Linton, their penetrating runs.
Actually, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think part of the problem the other night, although it was an outstanding result, we did lack going forward, massively. And I don't think it was necessarily the forwards that were at fault. I think it goes back to what you said last time and on this time as well, that there's something wrong with that midfield. It's not functioning correctly. It's therefore putting pressure on our defence and not giving the support to the attack. So I think the forwards are struggling, but not necessarily their own fault. It's that midfield 3 aren't clicking.
If you watch, I'm just going to say this. If you watch when a team's attacking us, I think it happened in the goal with Brighton and the goal for Liverpool when Ferguson dropped deep, tried to draw the centre-half out. Salah dropped deep. He tried to draw the centre-half out. There's too much of a gap between the defence and the midfield. There's a number 10 for the opposition team. He's getting in that little space and he's got a free 20-yard run on our defence because the 3 in midfield aren't stopping that ball going through.
It was so strong.
It's happening all the time now.
And it was so strong last season. I mean, it's hard to know whether we're missing Willock, which we are. It's hard to, obviously Joe Linton's out for a few weeks now. So I just don't think he knows what the best midfield 3 is, does he?
We're not pressing as much, if you noticed that. I think that's where you miss the intensity of Willock and a fit Joe Linton, because Joe Linton hasn't looked fit since the Villa game.
Yeah.
But like them 2 in midfield snapping at people's heels, we're sitting off to at the minute. We just seem to be sitting off teams.
Right.
Do you think we're lacking like a defensive midfielder cover? Or do you
Number
think
6.
All 3 of them,
Number
all
6.
3 of them are trying to just know what they're doing. They don't know which one's number 6.
Yeah, we should have signed number 6.
We've got like Tonali who can play there and Bruno who can play there. So you need a Willock. So you're saying in essence is your first choice 3 would be Willock, Joe Linton, and potentially Tonali.
Tell you who would have been a good signing, that lad West Ham signed. Is it Alvarez? Is that the one they got from Ajax? Was it Ajax? Edson, what's he called, the lad in midfield?
Alvarez,
Alvarez. He's a good player, mind. He's a number 6. I could have done with him.
Right, so I think that about wraps up our adventure in Italy the other night.
Well, Rob, you haven't give your view.
Aye, what do you think, Dan Burn?
Well, I can't. I don't think I can put any more in. I think he's touched on everything that I could put on the table. I thought Trippier was absolutely sensational. His experience came to the forefront. It was clear to see. I mean,
would you drop Dan Burn?
Alan,
Rob, you're not in Parliament now, son. Come on, give an answer.
Look, that's
No.
right, Alan. Well, right.
We've got Boris Johnson in.
Right. Well, when that team went to San Siro, right, they come away with a 0-0 result, right? So I don't want to single out players. As a team, I thought we defended excellent. And that's why I'll leave it there. We defended excellent. Yeah, Dan Burn, I mean, because of his height, he's not going to have like a low sense of gravity, is he? He's going to do you know what I mean? He's going to take a while to maneuver, but I mean, he can put a tackle in. We've seen it how many times, you know? So
that's why he's a left centre back, not a left back.
So for me, job done. Fantastic result. Not the best performance, but it is what it is.
Actually, Rob, can I just interject there? Did anybody can you check on your sheet of paper there about the predictions for that match, by the way?
Oh, God. Hold on, Len.
You don't need to.
Hold on.
I had 0-0, and therefore I jumped on the bandwagon and did predict 0-0.
Did you say 0-0 then?
Yes.
Yeah,
I put money on it. I put £1 on.
I said 0-0 as well.
Oh, did you? But you weren't on the podcast.
On me deathbed.
Paul, I believe you said 2-1. I said 1s each. Did you say 0-0 then?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got the right result, but the wrong score. So
when I said 2-1, I meant 0-0. That's what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
All right, then. Okay, then. Right. So we'll move on to the Sheffield United game on their Sunday 4:30. By the way, that's live on Sky Sports. How would you see this one going?
Who's that to?
Anyone?
Go on, Paul.
Okay, I'll go again. I've just been, but I'll go again without me breathing.
Well, I was gonna be one, but then go on.
Well, like I say, I think it'll be a trickier game than some people think. Looking at the last few results, they only got beat by a single goal against Man City, and was it the 98th minute they took Tottenham to at the weekend, and could have got a nice one there, nice win. But I still think we should have too much for them. These are the games now. We're going to have to go on a run in the league. We're going to have to win the next few, really, just to build a bit of momentum as well. And I think you start to rotate now. So I think, Rob,
Wilson up front.
I think, Wilson. I think Barnes might come in.
Who's level with Les Ferdinand now, by the way. I can confirm that after the other night, he's level with Les Ferdinand's goal scoring charts.
How many is that? 41?
Yes.
Anyway.
Dear Les. Beautiful Les.
Actually, I'm going back on that, Barnes. I think it could be Gordon, Wilson and Miggy up front. I think them three might. I think you might keep Barnes for the Man City game. In the midweek, I think he might come in then. I'm trying to... he can't do much in midfield at the minute, can he really?
Not really. There's not a great deal he can do.
Switch much.
Is Bruno... Did Bruno pick up a knock, did somebody say? Or did I imagine that? Bruno?
No.
I've never heard anything.
I think you'll dreamt that one.
I've never heard anything.
Yeah.
I would have that one he needs to drop.
Well, I haven't got much options at the minute. I'm thinking Anderson looks better to the left of a 3, but he'll not drop Gordon, will he? So, to me, like, Anderson's wasted in the middle. I think he's better. Like, a performance he played against Forest away last season, I thought he was brilliant when he come on that left side. And he played there for Bristol Rovers and that, didn't he? So, I don't know if he's a centre mid. It's the wrong system, I think, for Anderson in that middle. But what can he do? Really, he's going to keep Longstaff. Tonali, you would imagine, he took him off after an hour. He'll play again, and probably Bruno. He'd probably keep them three in, won't he? And the back four will stay the same, I would imagine.
Oh, you wouldn't make any changes to the back four, Paul?
I don't think he will for Sheffield United, because I think he'll keep Burns' physicality in, because I think they like a few balls in the box. So I would bring Hall in for the Man City game, and I think he might bring Livramento might come in for that as well.
So what's your prediction for Sunderland, Paul?
I think it'll be tight. I'm going to go for 7-0, Rob.
7-0.
No, I think honestly, I think.
I'm taking your first answer. 7-0. You heard that, guys, here?
2-0. So I'm going for 2-0.
Oh, Paul, man.
Right, Paul, 2-0. Right, Len?
I think we'll win the game. We're a Champions League side. They're a team that are probably going to get relegated. I do agree with Paul. I think it's going to be a harder game than what we might imagine. But look at our 11 versus their 11. And if we can just be right up there, playing as well as we can, then I think it's 3 points. As far as team changes, I actually reluctantly agree with Paul again. I think he will keep the same back four, because I think despite the restrictions he maybe has as going forward, I think this game's made for Dan Burn. So I'll definitely keep him in, and would possibly look, if he is looking to make changes, possibly look to rest him for the Manchester City game and give the young lad a chance at full back. Midfield, I think Anderson might come in for Tonali. I don't think Tonali was great the other night, but again, he might just stick with the best three that we've currently got on paper, which is Longstaff. Definitely Longstaff and Bruno and Tonali, I think would probably be the case, but Anderson might come in. And I think Barnes on the left and Miggy on the right and Wilson up front. I think Isak was, he's lacking service, I suppose, but I thought he was a bit poor the other night. He's not on his game this season. But despite all that, I think it's a 2-0 victory.
2-0?
So I'm going to agree with Paul. I was going to change it to 3-0, but I'm not doing it for the sake of it. I think me and Paul can agree that we're going to win and keep another clean sheet, which will be good. When was the last time we kept 3 clean sheets in a row?
Is it 335 minutes without conceding a goal or something like that now?
Is it? Well, that's
something like that. Alan will know.
Right, Alan, what's your predictions for the game on Sunday?
Tight game. I think they have a physical side. They were extremely unlucky against Tottenham. They were, what was it? Deep into stoppage time and they lost it.
98 and 100 minutes or something.
Yeah. It was something like that, wasn't it? But since 1998, when we played them in that semi-final.
I was there. Man United.
Oh, yeah. My dad was there doing the security.
Rocking in the stand at Old Trafford.
Oh, Craig, I was there as well. Actually, Paul, I was there as well. And it was the first time I'd been to a stadium where the actual stadium was bouncing up and down. It literally was spent like me. It was absolutely moving. It was absolutely fantastic.
My mum took us in my pram, I remember. She was
hey, Paul.
Right, how are then, Alan?
Well, since we played them in 98, we've had 10 matches and we won 8 of them. The 2 defeats was in 2006 at St James's Park, 1-0. And January 2021 at Bramall Lane, when we lost 1-0 to a Billy Shaw penalty.
I've been busy the day, Alan.
But, it's going to be a tight game. They've got that Matt Burney out, one of the big players. He's suspended. But we've got Willock and Joe Linton out. We don't know if the Babka's fit. Len?
Oh yeah, I was wondering. Does anybody know? Has he just had? Is he unfit, or has he had an argument with somebody, or what's going on?
I'll put the hex on him. But if I go back to the Milan game, what I meant to say is Pope was parrying a lot of shots away. He could have caught them. That's all I'm saying about that one. The referee Stuart Atwell and VAR is down in England, and I'm going.
Is that him who was Freddy Krueger? that was Robert England, wasn't it? Sorry. Carry on, Alan.
I'm going a draw. 1-1.
Well done. Now,
So
can I just interject there? I think that's a great prediction. I hope it doesn't happen. But Billy Sharp, right? I didn't believe this. I heard this the other day. He's playing for LA Galaxy now. Can you believe that?
Jesus.
And do you know what? I'm checking the stats here because you like your stats. Started 6 games this season. He's already scored 6 goals for the LA Galaxy. Who would have thought that?
He's always been a decent player, Billy Sharp. He's been a decent player.
37
And the lower
years old.
leagues. I mean, in the lower leagues.
Oh, he was a decent player, though. He used to score the goals in that way. He scored a penalty against us, and bother. But remember,
reckon he was-
what was the stats?
But they reckon he was getting
Oh.
offers from the likes of Rotherham and that type of place, and then the Galaxy came in, and he thought, I'll do that then. 37-year-old, good luck, eh?
I'm going to disappoint Paul, and I'm not going to go for 2-1 on Sunday. I'm going to go for 3-1
Oh,
To Newcastle.
to Newcastle. Yeah, 3-1.
I just think the midfield affects the big time. That's why I'm just going for the draw for. If the midfield turns up, we could get a 3-1 result.
and Albert,
But the midfield at the minute just can't down out.
no, but Al, if we can't beat teams like Sheffield United, what hope is there for the rest of the season?
I just think they're hard because I think Sheffield United's going to be hard to break down, and I see Newcastle struggling to break down teams at the minute as
You
well.
think the likes of
Yeah, but
like,
Alan, not at
We
all.
had that habit last season, but we had that habit last season as well.
But Alan,
And teams just sit back and compact, we just don't seem to break them down easy.
they're going to have a bit of a go if they're at home, aren't they? They're all going to have a bit of a go. Fair enough if it was at St
I still
James's.
think there's massive problems in the midfield. With us four here, sorry, don't know the best three to play yet. Well, Eddie Howe doesn't know the best three to play yet.
He's got to keep playing Tonali though, because if he keeps taking him in and out, how's he going to get used to the Premier League? He's going to have to keep playing Tonali and find a way around to playing him and Bruno together until we get Willock and Joe Linton back. Because I think Willock will be back in 3 or 4 weeks, and Willock will walk into that side.
Oh, we need it. Of course you will. Like I say, I know the best three would probably be Joe Linton, probably Tonali and Willock. But you can't play Bruno and Tonali together. I still don't think you can do that.
You might be able to with Willock in there, you don't know yet.
But then would you drop Joe Linton?
Would Joe Linton put him on the left?
I put him on the left eye.
He played his best football on the left side of a 3 last season.
You've just spent
Gordon on the right.
on Harvey Barnes. You want to start bringing him in?
You need a squad on him. Put Gordon on the right.
Also, what you said before, where you think Barnes would come in at Man City, I disagree with that point. I think he'll start Barnes against Sheffield United, and Gordon will play Man City because he played most of the game at Milan.
But he took Gordon off after about an hour, didn't he? That's why he took him off to keep him for the weekend.
I think Barnes.
But I think Gordon will start on Sunday.
I think Barnes as well. I'm with you on that one, Al.
Right,
Barnes.
lads, we've got the match on there Sunday, 4:30. We've done a little bit of analysis for predictions. Right, so when do you just want to do the reaction show then? How's Monday?
We'll maybe do Monday, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about. We can obviously cover the Manchester City Carabao Cup game at the same time, maybe.
Now,
Yes.
how are you for Monday, Paul? Have you got overtime booked or?
I don't think that far ahead with overtime. So I'll probably I probably do, yeah, to be honest. But I think I should be okay I'll be okay for Monday. What time we talking?
Down with the floor, me. Whatever's best for you guys. Well,
Just whatever.
I'm free after
4-ish.
4 o'clock. So
4
4-ish,
o'clock.
yeah.
4 o'clock, yeah, shortly after 4, anytime, yeah. Between 4
Hopefully
and
we're
5.
talking about a resounding win because we need to get into the top 6 ASAP, don't we, and stay there.
Alan,
Yeah,
how are
without
you?
a doubt.
How are you for Monday?
Fine and dandy. We talked about the 1-1 draw. When the midfield got turning up.
Right. Listen, you've made some great points there. Some very good points. And again, it's been a pleasure and thanks for coming on. And right, folks, don't forget to like the channel and subscribe if you like listening to us for all thoughts. It doesn't cost anything.
Speak for yourselves, lads.
So, on behalf of myself, Len, Paul, and Alan, we'll see you on Monday and enjoy the match and enjoy your weekend and take care, everyone. And we'll see you after. Ta-ra now.